Right, never let it be said that I don't present both sides of the argument, because here I am, and I'm about to do that right now. But in the last 24 hours, Vince McMahon and a bunch of friends did come out onto their flagship program and said they've heard the fans, they know things need to change, and therefore they're about to shift gears, and hopefully we're going to get a brand new WWE product. We then got a Raw, which was pretty much the same as every Raw we've seen in the last 20 years. That annoyed some people, understandably. Now I will say this, much as I did on Ups and Downs, I'm willing to give them some time to see what happens, mostly because it is Christmas and everybody stops over the festive period. And look, when was the last time you can remember Vince McMahon, the boss, coming out onto Raw, shrugging his shoulders and going, whoops, I made a big mistake. That to me could be a catalyst that we look back on in a few weeks and go, huh, what do you know? We made a loud enough noise, we took advantage of social media and just turning off the television, and now we're going to get what you want. 2 thumbs. With that said, yeah, a lot of individuals are saying that we got told a new dawn was here and that WWE's attempt at a quick fix completely missed the point. Why? Here's why. When you take a step back and look at it from afar, what most wrestling fans want to see is actual change, literal change, and that means new wrestlers, new match types, new format for the show, less 50-50 booking, and maybe above all else, someone who can actually be called a superstar that makes you want to tune in. So you don't just tune in for Raw because it's Raw, you tune in because you want to see X, and X has all the magic and speciality and personality in the world. Basically, we want what WWE had at one point in the past and has now absolutely lost as the years have gone by. While it's good this has been acknowledged, where we are now means that a lot of the audience doesn't want to just hear this stuff, they actually want to see it with their eyes. And very weirdly, it's a lot like the women's revolution or evolution or whatever the hell it was called when it first began. It was great that the company had finally caught up, but it took a few weeks, a few months, maybe even a few years before we actually saw that be more than just lip service and the women take their rightful spot alongside men. I mean, how long did that take? Way too long, way too long. And you could even make an argument that it's only been the latter part of 2018 where it has become real as Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey absolutely rip it up and hopefully prove that by being in the main event of WrestleMania 35. Right now, that's what I want. I want that triple threat match and I want it to go on last at the Showcase of the Immortals. And before that, I wouldn't even mind a double elimination at the Royal Rumble as Becky and Charlotte fight it out to try and get their hands on the former UFC champion. That ticks all my boxes, and who doesn't like having their boxes ticked? With the right booking, countless others, as well as Naomi, Sasha Banks and Bayley, can join this troupe, and then maybe we never have to talk about this again, because it just is. WWE's doing the right thing, and we can just enjoy it. The problem is it did take a lot of tweaking, and it did take a lot of tinkering. That women's title was introduced at WrestleMania 32, and it may only be Mania in 2019, will we get them headlining the damn thing. It's a case of diminishing returns, which is something that comes up a lot here on the Y Series, but let me give you that fabled analogy once again. If I punch you in the face for days, weeks, months, even years, just do this over and over again, and then from nowhere, give you a loving hug, you're gonna try and figure out where this warm embrace came from and what it actually means. You need the belief that no more fists are coming your way again, and only then can you begin to accept me for the human being that I'm now trying to be. That is what we have here. It's fair to say that December 2018 brought out the worst in Raw, as we had terrible plot lines, inconsistencies, plot holes, wrestlers pissing on each other. It plagued our TV sets and it got so bad it saw ratings plunge through the floor, which leaves us here. But because it leaves us here, it also means this hasn't been a big plan by WWE. It's not been a big plan by Vince McMahon. McMahon is now fighting out of the corner and trying to figure out what to do. It's all off the cuff. So walking out on Raw and saying, hey, don't worry, isn't going to cut it enough for some people, especially because, again, this episode of Raw didn't really change all that much, aside from the fact that Finn Balor won. My gosh, we never see that anymore. And the fact we're getting more NXT guys going to be called up. But on the subject of those NXT wrestlers, you've also got to throw in the debate, throw in the argument that some are making. Why is it these guys? Now, all these guys are brilliant, and all these guys deserve to be on Raw or SmackDown. But if we're really going to shake things up, where's Johnny Gargano? Where's Tommaso Ciampa? Where's Aleister Black? Where's Ricochet? Where's Velveteen Dream? Hell, where's Adam Cole and his group of misfits? It's these kind of wrestlers that everybody is warming to back down in the so-called developmental territory. So why aren't they here? Why aren't they here? Where are they? So by tying everything back into the title of this video, a quick fix is not the answer, and we better be in this for the long haul. It has to be a genuine desire to change the product to both appease us fans that watch even in spite of ourselves, but also get new fans in to watch, and build a brand new audience. And that could be, well, that's the most integral thing when it comes to 2019 and moving forward. Because if you do start making new fans, that probably means you're doing something right with your product. Because that's what happens in the entertainment world. If something's hot, if something's on the fire, if something is popular, people will talk to each other and say, we should be watching this. It speaks to wherever it is we are now on this crazy thing called life. And don't forget, we're all just humans. We're on a big rock that's hurtling towards the sun. Whew. Calm down. McMahon was right when he said it's incredible that Raw has been going for 25 years, but he was also right when he said the reason it's made it that far is because they stay ahead of the curve. Well, they ain't doing that now. Priority number one right there. Find the curve, stay ahead of it, be interesting. Come up with genius concepts, be different. The other issue is that Raw is still going to be 3 hours long, and trying to sit through 180 minutes of anything is always going to be a struggle, especially, again, if you do come in the door, you're like, oh, what's this magical thing? Oh my gosh, it's 3 hours. It's never going to change either, because it would cost the company and the USA Network too much cash, so they've got to find a way to circumvent that too. Do we give one of these hours away to something else? Do we go back to the old Raw/Warzone formula? When you do get to the second part, you have a brand new intro and all of that? I don't know, but it's something that has to be looked at. Even after this speech that will be talked about for a long time to come, there are still questions that need to be answered, and the only people that can answer them are the powers that be that sit backstage in their giant suits. I mean, really, it should be us, the WWE Universe, because Triple H told us that we're now the authority, and yet I haven't seen a contract turn up in the mail. I call shenanigans. It's a damn precarious position to be in, because if this doesn't pay off, or actually we don't see a change at all, it could be a gamble that finally sticks that nail into the WWE coffin. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it could do. For example, if you're a fan like me and you do give them the benefit of the doubt and you get through January in the Royal Rumble and you see the back of WrestleMania 35 and then realise you're in May and it may as well be October 2018 because nothing did change, that may be it for you. You may draw a line under it there and say, I ain't doing this no more. You even came out on Monday night a few months back and told me things were going to be different, and now they're not. The last bastion of the audience you held on for so long finally give it in because they don't feel like they can trust you anymore. And trust is the most important part of any relationship. And that's not just between family or friends or an actual relationship like a partner, like your other half, your mister or your missus or whatever. That can be entertainment company to fan. I need to know I can trust you, because if I can't trust you, where does it even begin? Where does it end? Where do I go? And that could be the result if nothing comes from this promo. If WWE admits they've hit a brick wall, but aren't willing to tear that wall down, then that's it. We're done. There's nowhere else to go. Nowhere. Zilch. It's the end. We may as well all die if you feel like wrestling is more important than life, which Corey Graves said during the TLC main event. I meant to mention that, and I didn't. He said, these women think the title is more important than life itself, which also means they would die if it meant they could get their hands on the belt. Commentary probably needs to change too. That kind of dead end does scare me as well, because how am I meant to be positive in that situation? It would be the one time I'd hold my hands up and go, I can't do it. Everybody else was right. This is a negative. That would be there. It's an interesting time then, especially because in 2019 we may be getting a little product known as All Elite Wrestling. And look, you can't account for anything in the pro wrestling landscape. Right now a big argument is always, well, there's no WCW right now, so WWE be fine. Why can't AEW become the new World Championship Wrestling? There's nothing to stop them. Anything could happen, it's possible. And if that does get off the ground, you may have a lot of fans swooping across to try and find something new, because that's what we want. We just want something fresh. And if you can't find over here in Stamford, Connecticut, maybe you go over here to the Young Bucks, to Cody Rhodes, to Kenny Omega. For any naysayers out there as well that don't believe in that, once more, let's go back to the well. It's January 2018. I tell you that in December, Vince McMahon is going to come out on Raw and not only tell us that the fans were right, but also that he made a big faux pas. And I would have been with you. I would have laughed at this person as well and probably called them a walk-in Reddit comment, which would have been mean and it would have been unnecessary. And now the egg would be on my face, which would be fine. I love eggs, so I would have wiped it off and just eaten it. Good source of protein, good source of fats. Ignore all that nonsense about cholesterol. It's not true, but we're getting off track when talking about nutrition in a video about wrestling. So just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it can't happen in the future, and that's why WWE needs to make things happen now. The time is now. John Cena was right. Hold on to your hats because wrestling is about to explode or implode if things don't go the way that we want. But no matter what else happens, we need to do this. You, me, John over there, Sarah hanging in the rafters, Rachel from the ceiling, Bob who's on the floor. We're a team. We're the wrestling fan base. Let's stay like a little clique and let's do what we can to inject the fun back into this sport we love. I think that will be good for everybody. Makes me feel excited, makes me feel pumped. Makes me want to go for a run, do some weights. Come on. Lastly, the only thing we do need to sort out is, again, this whole thing about Triple H telling us that we're in charge. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be the authority. The authority was one of the worst groups in WWE of the last, 5, 6 years. I don't want that thrown on my shoulders. Can't I be Evolution or DX or the NWO? That would be cool. They're more badass than the stupid authority. Unbelievable. All the stupid gimmicks to put on my shoulders. The authority. I'll probably wind up being Jamie Noble. Actually, all right, like Jamie Noble. There's a change you can make. Jamie Noble back on TV, 2019. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Jamie Noble and, of course, everything that happened to Raw with Vince McMahon and this gamble. Like, share and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com. Read yourself some articles. They're all there. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE, so you can stay up to date with wrestling news. And look, you're on YouTube. Go and watch some more WhatCulture wrestling videos, and you'll have a good time. Simon Miller guaranteed. I was Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you very much for watching. And as we are getting towards the end of the year, you know what to do. Have a good Christmas. Have a good holiday season. Have a good Hanukkah. It's over now, but I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy your Kwanzaa. Enjoy whatever it is you're going to do. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching me these last 12 months and for watching all of WhatCulture's entertainment channels. I will see you soon.
Violent energy. Got a little attention. Shooting forward into the knees of Jacob. Cleo with the elbow. The kamikaze catches.